Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. This one is the third of the four freight runs that I have in mind. This one is, I'm pretty sure, going to be the shortest. It will also, I think, by some distance, be the most scenic, because we are going to be doing the entire Conwy Valley line, which probably gives you a very big clue as to what our freight is that we are moving. And if that wasn't a big enough clue, well, you can see it all right in front of you here. So we will be starting at the Trawsfynydd Nuclear Siding, and yep, that means we are going to be moving spent nuclear fuel, which has all been prepared for us thanks to that sort of crane like thing that is right there by the sidings, and quite a bit of shunting with a lot of help from another train that has since buggered off. So we are going to be transporting 7 of these nuclear flasks. And we are starting at the Trawsfynydd siding. Our final destination will be Llandudno Junction. And we do need to stop at Blaenau Ffestiniog for reasons. To check the containers are fine. If they are fine, which I suspect they will be, then we'll be able to carry on going right the way to Llandudno Junction. So our train for this journey is a Class 37. As this is something of a what-if video, because we're going on the assumption that this particular branch here is still operational. So we've also got a what if as far as the train goes, because it is a Class 37 in the GBRF livery, and yes, I am well aware that there are no Class 37s with this particular livery. This one also generates an enormous amount of clag. I can only assume it's to do with the reskin that's been applied. Even I think it is a bit excessive, but we'll see how that goes. So as far as the specifics, it is summer, it is cloudy, and it is 6 PM. So that is the setup. Let's get this up and running. So here we are. Right, let's get all of this set up. Okay, so let's start by getting the AWS system on. Right, master key is done. We will set the reverser. Okay, lights need sorting out, so both tail lights off. Route indicator, which is really the front main light, is on. That is everything. That's everything all set up. So we take a look outside. Looks like we have rolled backwards slightly, so here we are. So GBRF livery Class 37. No denying it, it looks fantastic, but you see what I mean about the excess of clag here. There are steam trains that give off less smoke than this thing, and as far as our freight goes, we have 7 of these, which have all been, with the help of this thing, all been fitted to the back of our train. So we have no stops. Actually, I tell you, yeah, we've got one stop at Blaenau Ffestiniog, but yeah, that is it. We're not stopping at any other stations along the way. And yeah, our destination is going to be Llandudno Junction. Don't, you know, I know the thumbnail says Llandudno, but yeah, we're not going all the way to there. Llandudno Junction is where the next driver is, and he will take us onto, well, he will take the train onto its next part of the route. I suspect it will probably be heading to Milford Haven to get shot of everything. Anyway, let's release the brakes. I think once the brakes are released, we will start rolling forward because we are on a 1 in 80 downhill. But let's get the throttle engaged. Let's start shifting. So you can see that yeah, there isn't actually any difference in the clag when we are moving forward, because yeah, say there's that excessive amount. I think that is part of the reskin. It has been rather overdone, but at least the actual GBRF livery looks great. I think it looks fantastic actually. As me wishing that there were some actual GBRF liveried Class 37s in real life. Anyway, we're now in the 25 zone, which for much of this route is the fastest we can do. Now this is one of the refitted Class 37s, so this is one that comes from the yeah, the Armstrong Powerhouse Volume 1 set. The refurbished ones. All of the yeah, the Class 37s in Volume 1 are the refurbished ones. I do prefer the original ones that you get in Volume 2, but yeah, there is no GBRF livery available for any of the Volume 2 versions. Now, because we are going downhill so much, 1 in 80, I've really got to spend a lot of time here watching our speed. So it means not as many exterior shots as I would like. And we are just coasting along, we're not you know, applying any throttle at all here. Now, there isn't a vast amount of weight behind us, but obviously, yeah, because of the kind of freight we are shifting, this is actually a consist that it would never be used. There should be an additional sort of empty wagon between the rear of the train and the first of the nuclear flasks. There should then be a second of those like empty wagons at the rear, and then a second Class 37, but yeah, I made a bit of balls up on it. But so the whole thing is a what if. So yeah, maybe we can even say, you know, what if the consist was basically ignored the rather pointless sort of safety protocols that there are, you know, you need to follow, because even if we did have the empty wagons between us, if something happened that caused these nuclear flasks to go tits up, one empty wagon between them and our train here is not going to make any difference. So we are losing a little speed, but the ground has leveled out anyway. You can very clearly hear that yeah, this 37/4 has been converted from out and out diesel loco to a diesel electric. You can still hear the very distinctive tractor sound of the engine, but it doesn't sound anywhere near as good. It's not as prominent. Another reason why I prefer the original 37s to the refurbished ones. So we're on a 1 in 100 uphill climb, so we are losing some more speed again. Take it right the way up. Across that relatively short viaduct. So the horn doesn't work in this reskin either. See, I do seem to vaguely recall that getting mentioned. So lose speed at quite a rate once I take it off the 100% throttle. Even when I click on the on the icons, it's still not making the horn sound. Shame, but oh well. So Blaenau Ffestiniog, it's a disused station, but we are coming up to what would have been a station anyway. It's a fair sized village here. So yeah, it's the old crumbling station platform. That is all that's left of this station. In fact, I can just show you. I'll set the clag factor right down to 1, so it's at its absolute minimum. And yeah, see, So it's definitely the reskin that's added that. It's not you know, that I have the clag factor set so high. Normally I have it on 10. You've seen in previous videos how it looks with the clag factor set to 10. It's not this ridiculously over the top. Okay, the old radio is yeah, clearly not working either. So it's to be honest, this is probably the first and last time I use this reskin. Get ourselves back up to 25 again. We're now on a 1 in 90 uphill climb. So this is really going to slow us down. 100% throttle, we are accelerating, but at a staggeringly slow rate. See the Welsh hills that we are approaching. The first stage of this run is almost done. Blaenau Ffestiniog is only about 2¼ miles. So it's just up ahead around here somewhere. So it's now 1 in 100 climb. So it has eased off slightly, but yeah, slightly is the key word there. It is still pretty steep climb, 1 in 100. Just past the trackside sign there, which I think was basically saying we are not allowed to use our whistle between that point and Blaenau Ffestiniog, which well, that's fine. We can't use it anywhere, so we need our speed to come down to 15. We can coast, I think we can coast a fair bit of that. There's still a fair bit of distance actually between here and the 15 mph zone. There it is. So actually it's less than I thought. And the ground has now levelled out, so yeah, we're not losing speed at anything like the rate. I mean, we only need to lose 3 mph, so it's not terrible. Let's try and get at least a little bit of speed up. We are just crawling along here. Right, we're now on a 1 in 115 downhill, and yet speed is picking up. So we will certainly need to brake at that 15 mph zone. So yeah, I'll take it down beyond 15, but yeah, because of the yeah, in fact, because of the gradient, we're picking up that speed again very, very quickly. We are also getting sort of bumped from behind by these wagons. Thankfully they are not articulated in any way. The bogies are fixed to the main frame. But yeah, I'll be very glad when we're off this gradient, which I think, yeah, we're on now. So we are now on the level ground, which is what we want. We can actually nudge up our speed slightly, and we can do it knowing that we won't have, yeah, we won't be gaining any, we won't be speeding at any point. So, Blaenau Ffestiniog station fast approaching. We'll be here for about 10 minutes while the checks on our yeah, the nuclear flasks are carried out. Probably be just less than 10 minutes. So obviously, yeah, we will have a jump cut. You know, you're not going to have to sit here and wait 10 minutes for no reason at all. So yeah, there we are. Okay, for you it will be just a matter of seconds. For everyone, as far as this train journey is concerned, it'll be about 10 minutes. Right, well, it's been almost 10 minutes. Everything has checked out just fine. So we are very soon going to be getting underway. In fact, we're getting underway right now. Let's just get the there you go. So we have a 20 mph limit as we pull away from the station. Can't put it straight into 100% throttle because yeah, it's too much of a strain on the engine and it will cut out the safety protocol that's been built into it. I do actually deliberately trigger it in the Class 97 video if you want to see how it operates. Oh, we got a yes, a slight downhill. Now we are on a 1 in 70 uphill. So the first part of this run was completely clear. But we know this part won't be because, you know, I've already got one speeding error. So Llandudno Junction is 27 or just over 27 miles. So yeah, this you can see the state of the radio here. The reskin is clearly not really getting on with this yeah, this sort of updated version of Train Sim Classic. I mean, this reskin is fairly old, and it wasn't, you know, it hasn't been updated at all since it was first published. So pretty miraculous actually if it works at all, but yeah, it's not working brilliantly. So yeah, it is a big shame because the actual yeah, the actual livery looks great, but everything else, you know, the massively overdone clag, the radio going haywire, or the radio you know, the buttons going haywire, the horn not working at all, yeah, all rather count against it. This is one that you maybe use as a an AI train only. So we are approaching we are entering a 30 mph zone. Here we go. We are going downhill, but it's very, very slight. 1 in 660. It's not going to have any effect on our acceleration or braking at all. I think 30 is the fastest we're going to be doing for a fair bit of this run. Which isn't terrible. I mean, it means that once we're out of this bloody tunnel, we'll be able to see yeah, plenty of really good scenery. Yeah, certainly can't do that at the moment. It's well, yeah, it's bugger all at the moment, but completely forgot about opening the windows. So we are more or less maintaining our speed, which is absolutely fine. I think in normal circumstances there's no way they would allow a cargo like this to go through a tunnel, but there's no other way of getting, you know, along this line. There's no alternative, and also it is a single line, so there's no danger of any trains passing us in this tunnel, so I think it works out okay. But say for example, if we were on the Western Main Line, they would not allow us through the Severn Tunnel with this freight. They would send us round the other way via Gloucester. So it's a much longer journey, but yeah, they would not allow it to go through the Severn Tunnel. Forgot how long this tunnel was. I mean, it's not as if it was a long time ago that I did this run. And I forgot, yeah, this tunnel goes on for, I mean, it seems like an absolute eternity. Especially when you're only doing 30 mph. I'm starting to wonder if there will actually be any daylight by the time we get out the other end of here. You know, are we going to emerge in another time zone or something? Ah, here it is. So we're now on a 1 in 80 downhill, so now we've got to start braking. Don't really want to brake hard because even though this cargo is rather light, there have already been plenty of occasions where I felt it bumping up against us. So I'm not entirely sure about how stable this train is. Yeah, this route is a lot easier going the other way. Uphill climbs are a lot easier to deal with in especially in freight loco or freight trains than going down them. And of course, when I was first doing this route, coming the other way, I was in a class 153, so I didn't have to worry about things like, you know, gradients and that, because the train was so small that it wasn't really affected by any of them. And when it was, it really didn't matter. Just a single car. So anyway, Roman Bridge is the first station that we will be going through. It's fantastic scenery as the Welsh Hills. Downhill section goes on for a fair old bit. So another tunnel, but this one is a hell of a lot shorter than the previous one. I mean, being shorter than the previous one doesn't really say very much. And the other one genuinely felt like it was longer than the Severn tunnel. So here's Roman Bridge Station. I'm sure they'll be glad to see the back of this thing. Mind you, I dare say on this line, because there were genuinely plenty of trains carrying or moving, you know, nuclear flasks on this route. They probably got like used to it. Probably didn't give a fucking toss about seeing nuclear flasks on the go. Yeah, I would like to be showing more of the scenery, but I'm constantly having to, you know, sort out the brakes while we are going downhill. I mean, I can do it from exterior views, but it looks fantastic. Only slightly spoiled by the ridiculous amount of clag coming out of the back here. I have actually got the clag settings on 1, the minimum, and yeah, as I had already shown, it makes no difference. So the clag effect there is part of the reskin. It's not it's not something that I can alter. So it's now 1 in 62 downhill. It's just getting more and more steep. So Trawsfynydd is the next station that we are going through. Yeah, we are accelerating at quite a rate, considering it is only gravity that's doing it. brakes on at 40%, it's only slowing us down very, very slightly. Hopefully it will slow us down to 20 in time. It certainly looks like it will. Yeah, no problem. Still a third of a mile away from it and we're already at the speed limit. In fact, let's let it pick up a little bit more. As we get through, or as we pass through the station, the ground level will, will level out. We won't be on the gradient, and we do have a bit of an uphill section after that. So into the 20 zone. We're slowing down at such a rate, it's almost as if we're planning on stopping here, which I can tell you now we're not. So the ground's has now levelled out. So here is Trawsfynydd station. Entering 30 zone again. We are now in that 30 zone, so let's speed up a bit more. See what the hell, let's take it right the way up. Such fantastic scenery here, it really does look good, and there's only a slight chance that it could all go up in one huge nuclear explosion. Not too sure about the scenic cesspit there, but there you go. So Conwy Valley is the next station coming along. We are now going slightly downhill. I don't know if it's enough for us to be accelerating. Yes, it is. 1 in 128. So yeah, this must be a fairly light train for a gradient like that to still result in us accelerating. Those bloody light, it looks like the lights are all flashing on the radio there. It makes it look like the start of an American game show. So we're not still accelerating, but look at that gradient that's coming up. So I'm not going to throttle up any. We'll let gravity do that for us. And we will still have to be braking quite a bit throughout that. So here is Pontefract station, getting well and truly smothered in smog. I was just going to say I'm about to start speeding. I wasn't fast enough to react. And that's why. 1 in 47. So this is the steepest yet. Jesus Christ. We're going to be really picking up speed when I release these brakes. So 40% brakes, our speed is still going up. 48% and the speed was still going up. Whoa, we're getting battered quite a bit by the wagons behind us. This is yeah, quite the risk. It's 1 in 47 downhill. We're still picking up speed. I've got brakes on 82%. Brakes are now on at 100. I can't brake any harder than I am. I am genuinely trying to find the emergency brake control here, and I cannot find it. I think, is it delete? No. Well, we're now 10 mph over the limit. I can't put the brakes up any higher than I've already got them, and they are having no effect. Okay, I'm gonna try a really risky manoeuvre here. I've got the train in reverse and see if throttling while in reverse will have any effect on slowing us down. Because at the moment we are effectively a runaway train here. Right, at last we're slowing. Jesus Christ. The thing is, we're still on this 1 in 56. Oh, okay, 1 in 56. It's eased off slightly, but god dear. Yeah, that was quite the hairy moment, that. I don't know how we managed to stay on the rails, because we were doing over 50 mph at one point. I can't imagine anybody who was in the area, if they saw that, I'd think, well, they probably thought that's it, we're finished here. So at least with yeah, while it's still 1 in 56, we are able to brake. So let's just hope it doesn't get any steeper, but this is not filling me with confidence. Let's lose a bit of speed because I think it is about to get slightly steeper. And if it goes back to being 1 in 47 again, then yeah, we could be in some real bother here. As it is, it looks like it's staying the same. It's staying at 1 in 56. It's actually not as steep here. 1 in 69. It has very, very slightly leveled out, but yeah, it has still leveled out. Well, we have a 45 mph limit coming up just as we enter Battersea Coed station. Right, so we're now on a 1 in 50, it's got steeper again. We are still able to slow down though. Me yeah, not paying attention. I can't get away with that on this line, especially as we're now in another 1 in 47 section. So I'm actually wondering if that section where the train was effectively a runaway, I don't think I had enough pressure in the brake cylinder, and that's why it just would not stop. It wouldn't slow down, let alone stop. So here we are at well, almost here. Yeah, so here is Battersea Coed station. Yeah, it's the one that has the miniature APT there. We're now in the 45 zone, so we can now throttle up, and we are going slightly uphill, so we could do with throttling up. Past the scenic local sewage works. Great place to have a caravan park there, right opposite the sewage works. Welcome to Wales. This 1 in 188 climb is certainly impacting on our acceleration here. Now it's 1 in 165 downhill, so yeah, we are still accelerating even with the throttle at 0. In fact, the speed is now dropping off. Let's get ourselves up to 45. One in 186 down the hill, so we are continuing to accelerate, and we have a speed reduction going up down to 30. That's why. So Llanrust is the next station. We will need to say slow down to 30 as we go through there. Shouldn't be a problem. We are going downhill, but it's not impacting our braking. Certainly nothing like as much as an earlier instance did. That sign we just went past is indicative of the radio, the token exchange that we would normally have to do, but in the quick drive, yeah, we don't need to quite so much. So we are now entering the 30 zone. There we are. We're well below it. So here is Llanrust station. Does look quite nice here. So we have North Llanrust coming up. We've got to be down to 15 as we go through. Right, yeah, once we leave the station. Thankfully, there's no gradients to make it difficult to get our speed down to that. Well, okay, it says 15 there, but yeah, it's before we enter the station, so that signpost is well out of place. So yeah, here we are at North Llanrust. We've got some nice station buildings. Okay, that is green. It did look red from where I was. So we're entering the 45 zone, which is very welcome. There we go. Let's go straight into full throttle. do have a speed reduction coming up. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. We're on level grounds. There's no sign of any gradient changes, which is extremely welcome. The AWS warning and the Milford board. We need to slow down the downside faster than we are. Yeah, we're good. Dolgarrog is next station coming up. We will be able to accelerate back to 45 long before we go through there. So as you can clearly see, entering the 45 zone. There we go. There you go. How about living there? I wouldn't say no. Here comes Dolgarrog station, what there is of it. Yeah, not exactly overly burdened with station buildings, that one. And there's me not paying attention again. So we are on a slight uphill climb. That's okay. Trawsfynydd is the next station. Let's try and get us back up to this 45. I like to keep to as close to the 45 speed limit as I can. In fact, this gradient only 1 in 222, but it's enough to impact on our acceleration. I'm having to put it into 100% throttle. So I think this is the River Clwyd that we are following here. Here is Trawsfynydd station. Clearly used to be double line here. Now I think that is the penultimate station. Next stop, or next station, will be our actual stop at Llandudno Junction. And this climb is now gone on to 1 in 200, and that's enough to start slowing us down. I did not expect that. There we go, right, it's now 1 in 250 downhill. Yeah, we are very slightly still accelerating. That's not too bad. I mean, we're enough below the limit that yeah, this kind of acceleration rate, yeah, this is nothing. Okay, so ground has levelled out again. We can throttle up slightly. Well, we do still have one more station to come. Conwy. That is certainly the penultimate station. Yeah, clearly at the town here is Conwy station. And Conwy Castle will probably be coming into view fairly soon. I think I might have missed AWS. Just to really put the finishing touches to everything, eh? Yeah, it's just saying there, emergency. Okay, you know, I heard the, yeah, right, the spring has released. We should be okay again. Yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, put it far too high. Would not let us keep it at 100 there. Okay, we should be alright now. Certainly be okay now. This 30 limit we are approaching, I'm pretty sure is the points where we join the North Wales coast, the main line there. No, okay, so in that case it's that 50. That red there is not for us, that's the R line. But yeah, we are now on the North Wales coastline. So yeah, the next driver will be waiting right here. He will take this on to Bangor and then way down the Cambrian coast to Milford Haven. But there we go. So that was the nuclear siding, which I can't remember the name of the place now, to Llandudno Junction in the Class 37. Yeah, that got a bit hairy when the train was practically a runaway. But yeah, I mean, it's a great drive. We knew that anyway from the previous videos. Fantastically scenic route. 6 operational errors, yeah, 6 speeding, all of which were rather long. Well, one in particular was a very long time spent speeding. As for the train, I mean, the Class 37 is a great drive anyway. The reskin hasn't entirely worked out. The actual GBR F livery looks great, absolutely, but the clag is ludicrously overdone, and there's nothing I can do to reduce it. And then there's things like, yeah, the horn isn't working, and I think there was something. Oh yeah, the glitchy sort of radio and that. So yeah, the loco looked great, but because of everything else, it's doubtful that I will use that reskin again. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. So anyway, there we go. That is that video done. The next one will be, well, unless an actual request comes along, which is doubtful, it will be yes, the longest freight run I have ever done in the game. It is rather ambitious, shall we say. So yeah, that one could be pretty tough going. So keep your eyes open for that one. Anyway, yeah, that brings this video to an end, and we will see you at the next one.